Hi, Mark speaking with the LandRover. So this is the Sankey pintle, the brake pintle, and we've taken out the, well actually Andrew's been doing this yesterday. He's taken out the reversing switch, given it a coat of lead oxide paint, and we've looked in there. I mean, basically in there it's just a spring really. And in there's no wear at all. It's a perfect circle. It's obviously been maintained throughout its life. We thought it was seized, but it's actually not seized. It was just the little button on the top isn't quite working right. So we've given it some protection paint. Have a look on the other side. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. We'll give that a clean out and make sure she's engineeringly clean. And then we've had a couple of problems with the Sankey trailer because of, and I'll show you this, it's over here. We bought a welder, which I thought was a MIG, and it's not, it's an arc welder. Bought the wrong welder. So Andrew's been practicing yesterday. He's been doing this yesterday because I was at work, and we've got we've cut this off. This is the front part. This is where the pintle goes, so it's on its side at the moment. So the pintle's off. We'll clean out all that, of course, and give it some paint and protection. Then what we've done is cut the actual whole lot off, and we've got the right angle here of the cut, so it goes back onto, well, it actually goes back onto here. Now the problem with a stick welder as opposed to MIG, I mean stick is, or arc welding is stronger, but it's blooming hard to get neat. Absolutely hard to get neat. So we've got a bit of, I'm showing this off because we're not leaving it like that, obviously. Now he's got a good, decent line down there, and I think we've used the right sticks, but I think they're too thin for the metal. So back to the textbooks, have a look, grind it down, and then use thicker sticks. I think we're using 1.6 mil sticks, and I think we need 3.2 mil sticks for this, because this is actually, I think it's 2 mil steel, a 2 mil steel box, or might be 3 mil steel box. So we're not getting the penetration on the stick that we should do. Now plates, we've started there, we've got a decent run across there, and we've tacked it on really there and tacked on there. We've got a decent run down here. This was the MIG, so we've got a decent run on, we've got a decent run on the MIG, but again, the MIG's not as strong as stick welding, so we're kind of learning how to do it as we go. A little bit of a decent run there on the stick, but then it started to bubble up on there, so I think we're not using the right stick. Another one on that side. So we're kind of learning as we go a little bit, but we've got this on and it's straight and it's spot on. I mean, it was it's being held up by a plank of wood at the moment because obviously it's front heavy now. And then we're going to try and get the front on at some point today, hopefully. She's in the right place. She's going to go here, so it extends the Sankey. So I've got a nice long trailer. But we've got to put plates on the bottom. We've got a plate just there on the floor now. That goes underneath here, so on the bottom side of that. And then all of these seams get welded up to make it strong, plus bolted in, and plus the actual joints are welded as well. So we've got joints welded on both sides on the bottom, then the seam welded round here, all the way around that shape. Seam welded all around the shape on the bottom. And then she'll be strong enough to, well, she'll be stronger than factory, I would think. I'm going to finish that, and then of course we're bolting and putting all the 3 bolts in, the remainder of the 3 bolts in. I'm hoping we can get this front on today, because if he does, then I can tow it down to George, because he's doing the brakes for me. The new shocks have arrived. Now the shockers, the reason we're changing the shockers is because of these bushes here, and they actually come as a kit, and they're only about 40 quid. I think they're 20 quid each for the shockers, and they're actually the same shockers as LandRover Series 3 109 rear shockers. So we've got the shockers in. George has got a shadow book for the brake pads. The discs are all right. The wheels and tyres are perfect, of course. And since I've oiled this up and protected it and stuff, it's actually, it's looking pretty good. I mean, it's not exactly clean because it's coated in oil, or a mixture of diesel and oil just to protect it. And the springs are all oiled to make sure it doesn't rot or anything. But she's pretty good. I'm pretty chuffed with her so far. We've just got to get this stick. I might have to buy a MIG welder and MIG these, because we're actually a lot neater with MIG than we are with the stick at the moment. We're going to get the new rods, because it's obviously going to be cheaper to buy rods than it is to buy a new welder. But yeah, we'll see what we do today. it should be pretty good. Pintle can go back on once it's greased up and stuff. It's just a pump gun grease here, and it's actually only, I can't find the spring in the garage, I'll show you, but we've got a the spring should be somewhere about, because I was working yesterday and one of my youngsters, Andrew, was doing this for me, and the garage is a bit of a mess, but I can't find the spring anywhere. Don't know where he's put. That's the bellows. We might get a new bellows if we can find one. Got some plates already. He's made some plates up. And that's gorgeously thick steel. That's 2 mil mild steel, so that's pretty good. Where's the spring gone, Andrew? Where have you put the spring? Never mind. I'm sure we'll find it somewhere. But that's all good. Good sturdy piece of steel. That's 5 mil steel this is made out of. So it's super, super strong. So that's the story of the Sankey so far. These little stick welds are brilliant. If you can get them right, of course we haven't yet, but we will do. I mean, they're only small as well. I mean, a tiny little thing. I mean, I suppose they're only a transformer anyway, but normally the welding machines are bigger. My other welder, the old MIG that bust on us, that was a lot bigger than that. So that's marked the LandRover so far, and the Sankey. So hopefully we'll get some progress on it today, and I can show you some decent stuff. I've got to paint the wheels black, of course, but that's got, I mean, these have been refurbed, so they've got, I mean, superb amount of, I mean, that's been done professionally. It's had a little chip there, but these have been done professionally, so I'm going to leave that layer of paint on and then just rub it up, and you let the tires down a little bit, rub it up, Scotch Brite it, and then put a layer of black paint on. But leave these layers on because that's good paint. Someone's painted them in a shop, and it looks like they've heated them in a thing. So that's quite nice paint, that, so I'll leave that there. So that's marked with the Sankey. We're getting to know Sankeys pretty well. This is a Mark III, and a Mark III means that it had a a steel tub, a tailgate, and the integral fog lights in the back bar. So these boxes here used to contain the fog lights. They will again. So I'm going to get LED fog lights to put inside the original casing, so it just looks the same. And then we'll be cracking on with the sides later this month. So the shocker's going on today with a bit of luck, hopefully. Springs are perfect anyway. Brakes next week. And front on probably later today. Mine's Mark, see you soon.